All right, so hopefully this is going to help a lot of people. A lot of times our kids are very combative and they want to fight and they want to argue and they want to prove that they're right. They defend things that to the death. So a lot of times our kids will take the side of the Palestinians. Whatever side they're on, they're going to be very strong about it. If they're pro-Trump or anti-Trump, they're going to be very, very, very passionate about it, and they can curse and they can put you down, and they like to engage sometimes in a lot of battles, sometimes about God, about Torah, about all things that we hold dear. And sometimes it can be very embarrassing in front of guests at the table or grandparents. It could just be very socially off, like just relax, like eat your cholent, like nothing's happening. And they could feel like this tremendous need to defend the underdogs or to put down the underdogs. Most of them are going to work a whole year for a salary, and then if they see a homeless person, they would just give them all their money. And then the other ones that are not like that are like, let them get a job and but whatever side that they're on, they're like very, very, very sure that they're 100% right. There's no room for negotiation. And this is the survival mode. People who are stable are open-minded. People who aren't in flight or fight don't act this way. People who are not triggered and traumatized don't behave this way. And it's a lot of times kids feel everybody thinks I'm stupid, so I have to show that I'm smart. They're in a war against the world, or in a war against hypocrisy. Many times it's true that they see hypocrisy and it really bothers them. So they're really just burn down the whole place, burn down anything that's a part of hypocrisy. Many times they're right, and they're bringing out a little bit their moral conscience, even though it's overdone and all of that, but a little bit we could say, hey, maybe he has a point. They hate hypocrisy, and sometimes they have all kinds of ideas in their head. Sometimes they think that the world is being controlled by who knows what, and the government or whatever. But whatever it is that they feel, they're willing to fight to the death. They're not too busy. The next thing on the calendar, they don't really have work or school or nothing much going on. So they're very passionate. They want to fight. They want to fight. Now, sometimes we've heard from other people, with a joke, we could sidestep it sometimes. Sometimes we could say, oh, wow, you're so smart. That's a great idea. But then a lot of times it's just impossible. They're trapping us, and you can't always just say, oh, wow, okay, it's a great idea. Okay, it's a great idea. Okay, it's a great idea. You can't always do that. So what we have to understand is that we're beginning a treatment method. When they're healthier and the NKN is high, they feel really accepted, and you'll hear this from the parents like you heard already today, the behavior gets better. So really what we want to do is we don't want to live with this behavior. We want to change the behavior. We want to work on those bombs, and we want to really get TP. We really want to get an NKN, a nafshik shur b'nafshi. We really want to be able to not mess it up. So many people not being trained by me, they think, oh, they misunderstand it. They're not getting it. The kids don't feel supported. But we're really trying to do it right. And God willing, in a year from now, or hopefully sooner, but you look down the road, you're going to say, hey, he or she hasn't done this in a long time. Or it's much more mellow. They have more to live for. They have other things in their life. Because once you really get close to them and you start doing the trips, the excitement and the love, it's not like the only thing I could do is fight. They've learned how to fight. We're going to teach them how to love. So we're really trying to fix the problem. But very often in the beginning stages, we get these questions. The answer is, what do you do with a kid if a kid has 104 fever? You give Tylenol. Yeah, but what if they throw up? Right, that's why we're giving Tylenol. The idea is that we're going to try to answer you. We should know that it's not the answer. The answer is to change everything, and you change everything by really, really, really doing TP, not faking it. It has to come across real. And you can always ask your spouse, how am I doing? And you'll get a real report. Remember only to ask that about this thing, otherwise they're gonna knock you out altogether. But only about this. This is important for the sake of your child. Ask your spouse, I know I'm trying hard, but where am I? From 1 to 100, NKN. Usually the women are more correct. Usually the men say, yeah, I'm 70, and the women are like, yeah, right? Celsius and Fahrenheit, like, divide by 3, add 2, subtract 6. But we can't fool me. I know, and you can't fool a kid. So in the meantime, until the medicine works, which we hope, the more you do it, you can't overdose on this. The quicker you get out of stage 4, and quicker you build a relationship, easier it'll be. In the meantime, I want to teach you how to fight with somebody while achieving greater NKN. We can fight. I could fight with you, and yet you could feel close to me after the fight. And it's very simple. First of all, I never put you down. I never say what you're saying is stupid. Really, if a person has a good argument, there's never a reason to say it. I never discount what you're saying. I listen to it. I say, interesting. I hear what you're saying. Let me think about it. I hear what you're saying. Then I would look up online something that supports that thing. I would go back the next hour or the next day and say, here, I found this article. You know what? It says exactly what you said. Unbelievable. The New York Times writes that Gaza isn't that amazing? What's going to happen is going to feel good. My father understands me. My mother understands me, which is the medicine. Come back a day later or 2 days later, you can have another article from the opposite way. And you can say, what do we do about this? I mean, Wall Street Journal says that really every time that the Israelis tried to make peace, really Gaza is the one that ruined it. Like you're two people, Chavrusas, trying to work through the sugya. You're not against him, you're not for him. And he's going to say, you say, wow, you're right. I hear what you're saying. But what about da-da-da-da-da? So you can have a discussion where you're saying the other side, as long as you're not frustrating him, you're not hearing him, because he's going to say, you're not hearing the word I'm saying. So sometimes it's true. So you have to listen to him and say, it's very intelligent. I don't know, I'm digesting it. So how would you, according to you, how would you explain the fact that all the money went for, that instead of that? Wow, you're so smart. The only thing I want you to do is make him feel smart. The only thing I want you to do is make his brain feel that I'm not against the whole world. I have Shabbos, I have worth. My parents like me. So you can't always just say, yeah, you're right, because they're going to see that you're not engaging them. So you could say, yeah, but I don't understand. According to what you're saying, if the world is being run by a machine, like where does it get the energy from? If aliens are controlling the stock market, if the government is really run by Russia, like when did they ever meet? Like it's so interesting to me. All the conspiracy theories, just have a question mark. Don't be against it. Have interest. I'm interested. Could you show me? I want to learn more about this. And then you could ask questions that are against it with a compliment, only to get closer. And the truth is, you do this naturally. If you're working for a company, or if you're working for a yeshiva and you're a fundraiser, and you have to go make a sale, or you have to get money from a gevir, and you're pro-Trump, and he's pro-Biden, and he loves to argue and fight, and you sit down there and he starts telling you, you're not going to lose the account. You're not going to lose $1 million over arguing about politics or anything. So you can't just agree. He's going to say, oh, you're just agreeing with whatever I said just to get my money. Also not good. You're going to use this. You're going to say, I hear what you're saying. Let me think about it. So you're saying, repeat it. You're saying that what's bad about whatever, blah, 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 is because of that. Right. He's going to say, right. And you're going to say, oh, I hear. Yeah, but hold on. I think that this and this and this makes sense. And he's going to say, no, it doesn't make sense because this and this. Say, so what you're saying is, you understand? You could end up having a 2-hour discussion without a fight, because you're always saying, wow, you're smart. You're always repeating what he says to show that I'm hearing you. You're asking questions. He may curse you out, but even if he does, he'll say, oh, I hear what you're saying. That was dumb. Yeah, I wasn't putting it together. Wow, great. Great talking to you. Hug, move on. And again, this is temporary. Focus on TP as the medicine so we get out of the stage as soon as possible. But this is how you fight with somebody and bring them in closer to you. Bezrat Hashem.